Ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome Chaumtoli Huq.
So it's really beautiful to be here. I want to thank Janice, KDocs Film Festival for streaming the film. And then I think the icing on the cake, proverbial cake, is to invite me to be in conversation with you, because I think this film is really about beginning a conversation around labor rights and animating those conversations from where we sit, whether it's Vancouver, whether it's Bangladesh, whether it's New York, where I live, that we all begin to sort of reimagine and re-energize the labor movement. And I'm really honored that it's being paired with the mother of labor movement, a film on Dolores, and also that there's so many labor unions that are supporting this. So just briefly, a little bit, I was given 10 minutes, so I wanted to just kind of highlight some salient points about workers' voices. We'll come to that. It's basically, we've been screening this around the world, and particularly back to Bangladesh with the garment workers. But workers' voices, in Bengali, it's Shramik Awaz, is a result of research that I had begun to do in 2014 and 15 in Bangladesh after the horrific Rana Plaza tragedy, where 1,134 workers died horrifically in garment factories that produced for brands. Some of the brands that, including Canadian, US, and European brands, as part of fashion. Rana Plaza would really awaken the world around the importance of labor rights. But one of the things I found was that there was a disconnect between advocates sort of internationally, human rights NGOs outside of Bangladesh, and then what the workers were saying and how the workers were advocating for their rights. And because I saw this disconnect, I wanted to sort of tell the stories from the workers' perspective, therefore workers' voices. The idea from the film, I'm a lawyer, I'm not a filmmaker, so this is sort of a odd place for me to find myself. But when you have to tell a story, sometimes you go into the domain in which maybe it's not your own, but you find a way to tell the story. While I was researching, I used to videotape all the interviews because I have horrific, horrible handwriting. And one of the organizers said, hey, why don't you just put these videos together and make a film, And I thought, oh, that sounds very easy. Not. 2015, 2017, collaborating with Mohammed Ramal, who is a Bangladeshi filmmaker. 2 years later, we're at this stage to be able to show the film. The interviews basically are from workers, leaders from 5 unions. So these are workers who have some varying levels of engagement with the labor movement. This is a labor movement film. It represents a wide political spectrum from the left to more mainstream labor organizations, and also organizations that are not unionized, because unionization is a huge barrier. It shows the full lives of workers, women in their home life, women who are organizers, and what they call the triple burden, the burden of being a worker, a woman, and a female organizer. And so this is, in one way, I think, sort of makes the Workers' Voice documentary stand out. The goal, as I said, is to really spark discussion. What I say is along the supply chain. It's not that we want you in Vancouver to feel sorry for or run to Bangladesh and help them organize. You'll see. They don't need help organizing. But hopefully this will inspire you to organize from where you are at. And so one of the things that we want to launch on April 24th is the 5th anniversary of Rana Plaza, is a discussion about organizing along the supply chain, meaning from the person who makes your garment to you who wears the garment, and to you who is also a worker in your workplaces. So we've been doing a lot of worker-to-worker dialogue, and I'm going to end there. So the loop that's been going on is that when we showed the film in March as for International Women's Day, that was the first screening of it in New York. April 24th of last year, we did simultaneous screenings in England, Australia, and various cities in the United States with local community groups. So I really love the model that you have here, which is to engage the community. And what we're calling is worker-to-worker dialogue. So the film should be in dialogue with you, I went back in the summer and I showed the film to the workers who were in the film and then other garment workers as well. And I think the best compliment I could ever get was when the workers said in one of the screenings, finally, somebody has shown us our life the way it is truly experienced. And I think that was really, for me, a very emotional moment, because that's exactly what I set out to do, is to sort of tell the lives from the point of view of not just women, because there are male workers too in the garment industry, but from the garment workers' perspective. So with that, these are just pictures from the screenings. The screenings were in the homes. A lot of them are sort of slum areas, homes of the workers. In one of the slides, so these are the homes. I want to find one. So look at Saif. He's watching, because you'll see, hopefully, he's in the film, and he was giggling throughout the whole film. So it's very adorable. I'm going to end there, because I know that's more than my 10 minutes. I'm going to be part of the panel. I want to be in dialogue with you. I want to build relationships with you around organizing and thinking about how we might animate and reimagine the sort of labor movement. In the United States, we're really in a crisis around labor organizing. We have a really a case that's coming down that's threatening public sector unions, Janice. So I think this is really a moment that we need to seize and to really talk about how we can activate the labor movement, really for all of us. Thank you.